Methamphetamine use has tripled in Wisconsin since 2011. The La Crosse area is seeing similar numbers. News 8's Eric Jacobson tells us about a newly released study and how La Crosse area agencies are responding.
Lisa, the study, which comes from the Wisconsin Department of Justice and the FBI, began with 10 statewide roundtables in July of 2015. The report details how the use of meth in Wisconsin has likely jumped 300% based on arrests, charges and seizure of the drug. Officials I spoke with today say the report confirms what several local agencies are already doing to combat meth use.
It's very consistent with the experience that we're having here in the 5 counties.
Tom Johnson is the investigative coordinator for the West Central Metropolitan Enforcement Group, or MEG unit. He says the report's claim of methamphetamine use tripling in Wisconsin isn't surprising.
In La Crosse County, the methamphetamine still remains #1 in terms of charges.
Johnson says the efforts to combat heroin use may have something to do with the increase.
We had done such an outstanding job over the past few years of educating the public in the dangers of heroin, which we saw a spike in the area, that a lot of people have decided to use methamphetamine as an alternative, thinking of it as a safer drug with less chance of overdose.
The report also discusses the connection between Adderall, a drug used to treat ADHD, and meth use, something Dr. Eberlein at Gunderson finds concerning.
There is a comparison to the Adderall prescribing practices and methamphetamine use compared to the opiate prescribing practices and the heroin use that we've seen.
Wisconsin is launching a new prescription drug monitoring site next week, something Dr. Eberlein says will help prevention efforts.
With the new prescription drug monitoring program, all controlled substances are entered into that, and you have to check that before prescribing, and that includes your stimulants such as Adderall.
While doctors and health experts focus on prevention, Johnson says the report reaffirms what groups like the MEG unit are already doing.
It tells me that we are looking at the thing from the right perspective. We don't focus the user, the daily street user, we're focusing the trafficking and the sourcing that's coming into the area.
Now, the report also claims that Wisconsin's methamphetamine is now produced through Mexico and trafficked into the state through California and Minnesota, something Johnson says is very consistent with his findings and their efforts to crack down drug use in the area.
Now, something interesting is that the doctor told you that they typically don't see overdose with methamphetamine use. Why is that?
Well, that is true, but Dr. Eberlein says that methamphetamine use can also what he calls a prolonged death. That includes things like heart, lung, and neurological problems, something he says can be just as dangerous.
All right, thank you so much, Eric.
You bet.